welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little natural, fresh-faced beat. I really want to keep it simple and something that is really easy to go along with, and just steps that I will personally use to make sure that my skin is looking its best. Now, before I start rambling, we're gonna hop into this video, but if you wanna follow me, I have my social media at _JohnnyChristian_ on Instagram, and you can follow me at jswizzle18 on Twitter. Don't read me, I made that a long time ago. I'm gonna prime my face with some Farsali Skin Tune primer. And you don't have to use this one specifically, but this is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. And I really like this for filling in my pores on my cheeks. I feel like it really fills them in. How's my dog saying hello? And really quick, I'm gonna take some Kokie Be Bright, and I'm just gonna go over some of the places that I'm breaking out, just so that we can go in and conceal those bad boys right away. I'm not really gonna tap these out too hard. I'm just gonna give them a light press. I'm currently in love with this Sonia Kashuk sponge. You can get this at Target, and I love the feeling of it. I like the size that it blows up to, and it's so good at putting on foundation. I just feel like it gives me a really smooth application. And with what's left, I'm just going to kind of go back on the cheeks. I'm just gonna go back over any areas where my little pimples are coming through, or if I notice any more discoloration, just kind of evening everything out. Now that we are a blank canvas, it is time to conceal. I'm gonna take my Tarte Shape Tape in light neutral, and we're gonna get these eyes nice and brightened. And I'm gonna do a little bit of extra contouring right under here. It kind of brings the cheeks up again, and I really like how it separates my beard and my bronzer. And now, I don't want to go too crazy and heavy on the lid, so I'm just going to take my leftover concealer on my sponge and just kind of work it across, just to cancel out any different tones that are happening. Now I'm going to take some Maybelline Fit Me powder on a little brush, and this is going to go under the contour. We're going to go right up to the nose with this powder too, because we want to keep everything nice and bright. Now this one is a lot lighter than my foundation color, but I want to use this to add highlights to the face. Now I'm going to take a bit darker of a shade, and I'm going to work that in. And now I don't want to let that bake too long, because it is a very bright color, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dust that away now. And then we're gonna make sure all our under eye creases are gone. The last color is kind of an in-between the two. So I'm gonna take that and put it under the eyes. We're just gonna kind of dust that down and over everything, just to really give us an even skin tone. I'm gonna take my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. What I like to do is drag away from my face and into the hairline. I'm barely touching the skin too. We're also gonna use this on the forehead, and we're not gonna do a ton, just enough to bring some color back into the skin. My new little trick for contouring my nose is just taking bronzer and doing the bridge, and then when we go in and highlight, we'll use very precise points of application to make our nose look really pinched. Also a little trick, you can set some powder right up in here. I'm also going to take my Anastasia bronzer. This one is a little bit darker, and we're just going to kind of focus that more on this outer portion. And I'm just going to kind of drag the excess up to the outer corners. So I'm gonna take the Peachy Love Blush Trio from AB8, and we're just gonna go right on the apples of the cheeks. Now, I always go a little extreme with my blush when I first put it on. I feel like it kind of sinks into my skin after a little bit. I just want to kind of diffuse this edge. I'll go back with my powder brush and just brush her away a little bit. We're also gonna dust this off. Now for the eyes, you can just use the colors that we just used from our blushes and bronzers and just tie everything in. But I'm gonna take an actual palette just because I have one right here in front of me. So I'm gonna take a very light shade, you probably can't even see it, and just kind of pack this on the lid. Nothing too crazy, we're just getting a little base. For anybody wondering, these are the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brushes. I got these recently and I like them. I'm gonna dip into like this camel-y color and I'm gonna start working that into this outer edge and kind of through my crease. This is like kind of like what Miley was wearing last night, I feel like is kind of where we're going. If anybody watched the Oscars, she had a very simple, just contoured eye. It wasn't anything crazy. The lid was matte, which we're not doing, but she just looked very, very clean and elegant. And that's what we're always going for, you know, is to look our best. Now back into that Peachy Love, like I mentioned, you can use, you know, your other shades. And I'm gonna take some middle shade and I'm just gonna use that to warm up the crease. And then I'm actually gonna go back in with that first shade. We're going really close to the eyebrow, but we're just leaving a little bit of room. So now I'm gonna take a really, really small brush and move on to the lower lash line. And we're just gonna take that camel-y shade from before. And I'm just sticking this really, really close to my lash line. Now for the best part, which is the glow, I'm gonna take this Ofra palette. This is the Spiced Velvet palette. I'm gonna take the shade Blissful. And now on another little itty bitty brush, I'm gonna take the shade Star Island. And we're gonna pack that on the inner corner. And we're also just gonna rub it right against the brows. And right in here is where I want it to kind of go the lowest. We're also gonna take that Star Island shade and hit the nose. We're gonna hit the Cupid's bow, and on a bit fluffier of a brush, I'm gonna glow these cheeks up. Now we're gonna use some Morphe Prep and Set. I'm gonna take the L'Oreal lipstick in Ultra Nude. I'm also gonna use this Almay Goddess Gloss. Ophelia, shut it. Now off camera, I did some NARS Climax mascara and a little ABH Brow Wiz in Ebony. I just did the top lashes because I've been finding that it just looks a little bit more natural on me. But this is a how to get that glowing, perfect skin and to just have a really natural moment that, you know, you can walk around and just feel so confident in. Now, if you like this little transformation and you liked me, don't forget to leave me a little thumbs up and a little comment or something, and I will see you on the next one.